What is going on, everyone? You have found the Mission Driven Made podcast where we provide you with unfiltered fitness truth. And this is your host, Jacob Straub. And of course, welcome back to another episode of the Friday Debrief. So, first of all, hopefully, you guys have been having a great week so far and an even better Friday. I'm really excited that it is 37 degrees out here in the Phoenix area. It's probably a little bit warmer now, but when I went to train this morning, it was right around 37 degrees. And I'm going to say this, I'll probably get some flack from some of you for this, but cold weather is awesome, or colder weather is awesome, and hot weather is overrated. I'm just going to say it. I mean, being out here in the Phoenix area, there must be, I don't know, 6 months where it's above 100 degrees and a lot of days where it's around 115 to 120. So all I can say is I am missing the cold weather a little bit, and I hope this hangs around for Christmas. I'm initially from the East Bay area, and it's not like it's super cold there or anything, but there's at least seasonal weather. And in the winter, it will on the regular get in at least the 30s, and every once in a while we're lucky and it will drop down to the high 20s at night. Not common, but it does happen sometimes. So going from there to eventually San Diego, where I spent about 10 years, there's no seasons there. And I know it probably sounds a little stupid complaining about weather in San Diego, but 74 degrees and sunny every single day for an entire year is not my favorite thing. And then when we moved out here to Phoenix, with it being over 100 degrees for half of the year, and then it has a very short winter. And I don't even want to say that it gets cold, but it's at least colder than San Diego. So I don't know about you guys, but totally loving this cold weather. So guys, for today's Friday debrief, it's going to be a very short one. And if you remember, just a couple days ago, I made a little post. Actually, it was in the Instagram story on the Mission Driven Made page, and it said that we had an announcement coming. So I'm going to give you part of that announcement today. So as you guys know, the ones that have been here since the beginning, following the brand, listening to the podcast and all of that, one of the promises that I made to all of you was to continuously improve and to bring as much value as I can to all of you. That was one of the main things that I decided, no matter what that is, what I'm going to do. Always working to get better, to provide more value to all you guys. And so after, doing all this alone for a couple months, which I'm very happy I did. I've been learning a ton, anything from all this technical stuff, with the podcast to social media, into some very, I guess, beginner levels of knowledge about business. So I don't regret that whatsoever. But as I started to pursue this more, I knew there was a missing piece. There was something else that I needed to do to not just improve the brand, but to find a way to bring more value to all of you. And as you noticed a few months ago, I started not only doing the interview style podcast, but also Friday debriefs like this one, where it's a little bit shorter and to the point. And I wanted to give you guys a nice combination of those. So the interview style podcasts they've been awesome. I have been very fortunate to meet some just amazing and intelligent, hardworking people that I've had a chance to have conversations with, on the podcast. And it's really cool because if it wasn't for social media, some of these people I probably never would have been able to get in contact with and at least have some type of, relationship with. So that has been awesome. But what I started noticing, so I'm a huge podcast fan. I'm sure you guys figured that. But I personally listen to podcasts every single day, at least I would say for 30 minutes to an hour, sometimes a lot longer. It's kind of part of my morning routine. I wake up, I have my coffee, I walk, I listen to a podcast, and then normally I go into my strength training or whatever I'm doing that day. So anyways, podcasts are one of my favorite things. And what I noticed, in my opinion, the very best podcasts on the face of this earth, they have co-hosts. Not only do they have co-hosts, they have permanent co-hosts. And I started to realize when you have multiple people on a regular basis, it does a few things. One, you get another perspective besides mine, which, we do that when I have guests on the show, but you get someone else having a different perspective besides mine. You get a sense of community. This is my personal opinion. So when I'm listening to podcasts that have co-hosts, I feel almost a sense of community because when there's at least two people there, there's this very authentic and genuine interaction with the two. And you start to really get to know both of the parties just by listening to how they communicate. Also, this isn't my biggest concern or anything, but having a co-host, it makes it a little bit more entertaining as well. And on top of that, what I really love, some of my favorite podcasts in the world, the co-hosts, they don't necessarily agree on everything, which I think is a great thing. So when someone is speaking on a topic, the other co-host might view it in a different way, or maybe has a different experience in that. So what that does, it creates this really cool yet respectful discourse between the two, which to me, that's authentic. If you listen to a podcast that has a couple guests and they agree on every single thing that they ever talk about, I don't know, that doesn't really seem even human to me, if it's like that. So anyways, part of the announcement that I promised you guys that I would give is I finally found a permanent co-host for the podcast. So I'm not going to tell you his name yet. That's going to be coming soon. But the person I asked is someone that's been in the fitness industry for a while now and absolutely loves it. And he also has a great personal story and great testimony around fitness and why he got into fitness. So as I started to think about having a co-host on the show, there was a few things that I absolutely needed before, doing this and actually taking a step forward and asking someone to be my co-host. So the first one is they had to have a similar or the same mission as me. So you guys know, with our mission being to provide you with unfiltered fitness truth, all to help bring you a higher quality of life. So the big thing there was providing unfiltered fitness truth. And as I've said a lot of times on the podcast, the fitness industry, sometimes, let's be real, it can be pretty disgusting. There's clickbait all the time. There's lies, there's false marketing, there's charlatans, or there's people that are just trying to get inside your pockets and don't care about bringing value to you. As long as they get their money, they don't care if the information they are providing is truthful or not. So I despise this. This is one of the reasons this platform was created. I wanted this to be a place of integrity, a place of value, and somewhere where there's not going to be tricks when we are providing you with information. Now, this isn't just with the podcast, other facets of Mission Driven Made, other facets of the brand. I don't want there to ever be any type of trickery. Now, let me give you an example, something that's bothered me a little bit lately. And I might have used this example about a month ago. So I apologize if you guys have heard me say this a couple of times. So I've noticed this person, I'm not going to say his name, on Instagram, and he has a ad that he puts out. And it's like a, I don't know, 20 or 30-second video. Nothing wrong with paid ads at all. That's great. But the ad was running, I noticed, for months. And he has a very large account. And he kept saying, and this was every day, I'm looking for 5 dedicated trainers to sign up for my coaching program right now that wants to make this certain amount of money. So I know from an outsider looking in that doesn't really, I don't know, think about sales or anything, that doesn't seem like a big deal. But what I noticed is he really looking for just 5 people? Maybe he is. I could be completely wrong here. But what I saw, or how I viewed this after seeing this ad over and over for a very long time, is he says there's only 5 spots. He's looking for 5 people that are looking to join his program that are serious. Now, how I perceive this is those 5 spots, he says that to create urgency for the people viewing it, so they don't have a fear of missing out and signing up for his program. Now, again, especially if any listeners, if any of you are in sales, you might think I'm crazy and like that's not a big deal. To me, it is. I don't think there's integrity there. There's a little bit of manipulation with the ad. And I can't stand that. So whatever it is that we are providing, there's not going to be tricks. There's not going to be, I don't know, any type of false marketing that you can imagine. So that is really, really important to me. I cannot stress that enough. So I needed to find someone that shared a similar mission with providing this truth to all you guys, and that was of the utmost integrity. So not that people I've talked to in the past on the show or anything didn't have integrity. That's not what I'm saying. But if someone I was going to be working with very closely, if I was going to do this, they would have to have that same vision and mission as me. Now, the second part is this had to be someone that I could completely and wholeheartedly trust, or at least to, I don't know, a 99% degree or something, if that makes sense. I have the mindset of having less close friends, but then having a higher value on those relationships instead of, having hundreds of quote unquote friends that aren't really your friends. You guys know what I'm saying. So I wanted someone that I could trust and that I wouldn't have to worry about, anything shady happening. So he met both of those. And then kind of a third thought for me before I went ahead and did this was, are they serious about this? Are they serious about wanting to grow Mission Driven Made, or would they be serious if they came on board? And I've told you guys before, I have really big plans for the brand and podcast that you're going to see over the course of the next couple of years. We are really excited about those. So yeah, I needed someone that, of course, I want to have fun and have a great time, but wanted to take this mission and this vision and brand seriously. So that was one of the other considerations. Another one, it's kind of goes hand in hand with the integrity portion that we were just talking about, is I needed to find someone that would never compromise their integrity to sell a product. Now, what I mean is, by the concern is just money, but not providing value. So the value has to come first before the money. So that was really important. And then one of the last things that was really important to me when deciding this too was, is this someone that I can have a good conversation with and connect with? And like I said, even have that respectful discourse with when we're talking. And the person that I decided to bring on board with Mission Driven Made, I have known him for 25 years. So it's pretty exciting that we're not going to have to, not that there's anything wrong with this, but we're not going to have to make a new connection when we start podcasting together. That has already been created because I've known him for, I think it was 25 years. And if you're listening, I'm not going to say your name right now because this isn't the full announcement, but if you're listening, let me know, shoot me a text. Is it 25 years? I think it's 25 years. So anyways, so yeah, guys, that is the big news. I have someone that is coming on board that's going to be able to provide so much value to not just all of you, but to me, and someone that I can see just growing this brand and this podcast and this entire mission with. One of our big goals in the future is we're going to have a big professional podcast studio. And then in the studio, or connected to the studio, there's going to be a small type of gym. If you can think of it, if you've seen a very small CrossFit gym, where it's kind of like a small warehouse, we would want that. So by doing that, not only can we have the podcast right there, we would also have somewhere where we can film content for all of you guys. So those are a few of the big plans we have. And I can't even tell you how much I am looking forward to this. The announcement of who it specifically is, it's going to be coming soon. Stay tuned for that. We have to have a few things happen first before we make the actual announcement of who it is. But I was too excited, so I had to at least give you guys a little something. And when he does come on board, how it's going to start is we are going to be doing together, we're going to be doing one podcast a week, and just starting with that because he's, full-time in the fitness industry, training people and doing all that stuff. So we decided we're just going to start with one over time, way in the future, the goal would eventually be doing 4 to 5 podcasts a week. So it's going to be, our full-time thing. That is one of the biggest goals that we have with that. So guys, I'm just so excited to be able to bring this for all of you. It's going to be so much fun for me to being able to grow this with someone that I trust, and someone that is going to make me improve over time. He's highly intelligent. On top of the training, he has a background in psychology, which is a huge aspect when it comes to anything fitness, health, or nutrition related. So I'm very interested in psychology. I have some certifications that are psychology based, but I don't have a bachelor's or master's or anything like that in psychology. He does have an actual degree in psychology. So I'm really excited. He's going to bring a lot of that for you guys too. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I can't wait to get him on the show. It's going to be really soon when we start recording together. So like I said, stand by for that. And all right, guys, well, thanks for tuning in to the short episode today. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast and do us a huge favor. Scroll down to the bottom there on your phone and leave us a 5-star review. It's just going to take a couple seconds, and it's going to really help grow the podcast tremendously. So if you could do that, that'd be awesome. Also, if you haven't already, head over to missiondrivenmade.com and click the section that says learn. There's some free information for you there. You're going to see a free nutrition ebook, so you can download it there. You're also going to see on the homepage there, you'll also see this down there in the show notes, so you can get there either way. You're going to see a spot where you can subscribe to our Wednesday morning newsletter. It's called Midweek Mind Sweat. All it is, every Wednesday morning, I send out a very short newsletter that has a question or topic, and all it is designed to do is to get you to think a little bit deeper on that topic. That's it. It's more of a mindset type of thing versus just fitness or nutrition, etc. So if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe to that, and it'll be sent to your inbox every Wednesday morning. All right, everyone, go out there, have a great rest of your Friday. Love all you guys. And until next time, stay mission driven.